Hello and welcome everybody. This is your Mighty Rabid Snail. Wanted to step back into this and start going through the rest of the introduction and go into a bit of gameplay so that you can see kind of how this works. But before I do that, I want to finish covering the things that I didn't cover in the last episode. So let's start out. We'll go across the bottom here. And this icon allows you to toggle back and forth between world view and city view. So pretty straightforward. Zooms in, shows you your city. We'll cover some of this in a bit, but I want to go the rest of the way through the items that we've got here. So this is your Watchtower. Talked about this before. Your Watchtower gives you the ability basically to do a search. Various criteria. So right now, across the top, it tells you that this is active for another 22 hours and 35 minutes. I can extend it if I have other purchased or acquired options to activate the Watchtower, and instead of being for one day, I could add another day, I could add another week or a month, however you have options for it if you've purchased them. In my case, I don't have any. If I had 10,000 gold, I could buy it for one more day, etc., etc. So down the left, you've got three criteria. You've got monsters, crypts and arenas, and mines. There are a couple of others that are possible to show up here depending on what skills you've got, depending on what is going on in the world. But these are the three standard ones. So for monsters, they fall into one of these 6 categories. So you've got barbarians, inferno, undead, elves, cursed, and others. Others are usually unique items that are available in the world as a result of tournaments or special events going on. In this case, I'm recording this shortly after Easter, and for some reason somebody thought that werewolves were relevant to Easter. Don't know why, but that's what we've got. So others encompasses werebeasts. Looks to me like werewolf. They all look the same, so I'm not sure what else they'd be. So each one has levels. So you've got a level 17 group of werebeasts. It shows one picture. There's almost never going to be just one monster. It's almost always a stack of monsters or multiple stacks of monsters. And I can show you this one, if I could take it out, would be worth 190,000 valor points. There is no way my level 1 hero and level 2 captain could do that, but just for argument's sake, it is located 2 kilometers away. If I go there, and I'm not sure which one I'm looking at, I would zoom in. It's always going to be in the center of the screen, but it can still be difficult if you got 2 of them like this. It's like, oh wait, which one did I go to? Don't know. Well, anyway, this will tell you. So you can click on it, opens it up. This is what you would get if you were able to defeat it. The wolf coins are used for purchases in a specific tournament event under this icon, which I'll get to in a bit. So if I was to attack it, it lets me choose which captain do I want. I can choose any one of these 3. These are the troops that I have available. This is how many. Again, I could slide, I could type, I could select all. I would not win. This is deadly. Losses in battle, I'd lose everything. I'd probably not win at all, which I already knew because there's 3,000 werewolves in that pack and 3,000 in that pack. Or sorry, 1,200, 1,300 in that pack. They're tier 1, but still, each one of those 1,200 mobs has a strength of 400 and 1,200 hit points. I can't do enough damage for it to matter. But that's because these are much higher level mobs, which I'm not even going to try and fight. Going back to the Watchtower, I can change my search criteria, so they could be anywhere from level 1 to level 45. I'm a level 1 character, so I want to search for just level 1 mobs. Maybe level 2 mobs. I could probably do level 2 mobs. And the only reason I say that is because I have mercenaries. Without the mercenaries, I would probably not be able to do level 2 mobs. So if I go to level 2, there's probably, I don't think there's any werewolves that are going to show up in this. I think the werewolves are all in the teens, 11, 12 plus at least, maybe more. There's a 13, I guess, 14. So if I want to take on something, I could try and focus on this. It wants me to defeat any level 2 common monster mob. So let's try that. This is a common monster mob. It's brown, it says common. Let's try it. 10 kilometers away. Okay, click on it. That's what I would earn. It's 140 of them. So I'll take my level 2 hero, and I'll take everything, because I can. So 10 mercenaries, 85 spearmen. And take me a minute and 12 seconds to get there. I'll lose 1 to 8% of my troops. Oh, that's curious. My city isn't even showing up here. Oops. Cover that later. Okay, not sure what happened there, but restarting fixed the issue. They have found that to be the case many times. If something was a little glitchy, just shut it down and restart it. So here's my city. Let's try and go after these dwarves again. Send everybody. And let's go back to what we were talking about earlier. So if we look at the dwarves, they have bonus against mounted units. They are melee units. I don't have any mounted units, so I don't have to worry about that. I'll just send everybody and try and take them on. Pretty low chance of loss, or not chance loss. I will lose some mobs, but not too many. So draws the line, starts them going. Minute and 6 seconds. Let's go ahead and speed it up just because I'm lazy. So you run across other structures and objects on the map. Doesn't matter, there's no interaction happening. It's just your starting point, your ending point. That's all that matters. Now another town is sending a hero down here. It's a red line. If you're in a clan, other clan members are going to show up as dark blue lines. Yours will show up as light blue lines. Everybody else is red. Whether you're at war with them or allied with them, it doesn't matter, they're all red. So I won again, leveled up again, got some more bonuses, and you'll notice the run back is also shorter because I sped it up. If you remember, I said that before, that you speed it going out, it'll be sped up coming back as well. And so my hero's running back to town. Now, if I had lost any of my warriors, I would get a red X down here with a circle around it. I did not, which means I was able to defeat them without losses. And I'll show you what occurred. So in your journal, these are the things that have taken place. I have 2 pages of them. This is the very first thing I did as part of the tutorial. I attacked this undead squad. If you click on it, it'll show you the details for that fight. So it'll show I didn't lose any of my characters. I killed all 93 of those. These are the rewards I got for it. If you look at the details, it'll show you what happened. So they attacked first. They attacked my mercenaries, but my mercenaries have more health than they can do damage. So 2,604 damage is not enough to kill one of these mercenaries, because these mercenaries have 5,700 health. So they did half of the health of one mercenary. And then the mercenaries retaliated, killed them all. They did 7,800 damage, and because these are a beast, I believe, they get a bonus damage, so they did that plus that, and it killed all 93 of them. And you'll see that with any fight that you have in your journal, whether it's against other monsters or against other players, they're all going to be that way. If you lost the fight, it would say defeat in red here, and you could look at the details and find out, well, did I do any damage? You probably killed some of them. You got some experience for those that you killed, even if all of your troops got killed. And so get the reward from the community. This is my reward from starting out and joining or allowing the subscription. This is my quote-unquote free sale that I get every 20 hours that I did last time I was on. So the king, whose name is Stan, very original, has granted the title of Chancellor to this player. So that title, that title construes a benefit of 15% faster construction speed for any structures in their town and 25% valor and experience points. I don't recall how long that title lasts, if it's until it's rescinded or given to somebody else, or if it's for a set time in a day or a week time frame. I don't know. I've never been a king, so I can't say for sure. Nor have I ever had one of those titles. So I can't say, but anyway, there are a series of titles that became awarded. There are both positive and negative ones, so I guess it's how nice you are to the king. This is the computer-generated clan that had me join early on. That's just giving you that information. So if there's nothing else here you want to read, you can mark them as red. Don't worry about it. If you are done reading it and you don't care about it, you can delete it. So this will get rid of that message, get rid of that message. You can save that event and it'll put it in the saved, it'll remove it from this view. So there are times when something takes place and you want to keep track of it. You can save it for later. Clicking on this is the same as clicking anywhere in this bar. It just gives you the information details. If you click on this, it will copy that message as a shared event. So if I wanted to tell somebody else about something I achieved here, maybe I wanted to share this fight with them so they could view it, I would click on this, which is basically just copying to the clipboard, and then I would talk to them and paste it. When I'm talking to them, it would give them this exact same link. They could look at it, see how the fight went, that sort of thing. So I'm not too worried about that. Everything's red, so I'll close it. So let's go ahead and work our way across here. So these are your daily jobs. Every day you get jobs to do. When we're not during a special event, these look like books. They look like carrot seeds right now because of the Easter event that's going on. The rewards you get are much the same, but there's additional connotations to getting these that are part of the tournament events as well. So these are your daily quests. These are daily jobs. So daily quests are things you need to do to get these skill ups. So one of them is to claim the free sale, which I did already. So I get a reward for that. That is some points that go onto this bar. I also need to defeat 3 rare monsters. Gives me 50 activity points. I need to send 3 marches to common crypts. I need to go to a battle arena 5 times, train some guardsmen, research some technology, upgrade a building, combine some enchantments, complete daily jobs, open gifts for my clan, help clanmates, send my taxes to the king, and you get these every day. Those are your quests. Then there's daily jobs. So these jobs are things that you can do to get rewards. So you need to collect taxes from the citizens. It would take 30 minutes to do this if I was not in the total development. That allows me to do this instantly. The other way to get this instant is if you have VIP active. That also will allow you to do this instant claim. Otherwise, it would take you 30 minutes to do this activity. It would take you 2 minutes to do this activity, etc., etc. Each one of these gives me experience and the reward associated with it. Now, the jobs will refresh. In 1 hour and 35 minutes, I will get, I think, 6 more jobs. I also have the ability to add new jobs. So I did get this as a reward for my free sale. So if I click use, it will add new jobs to this list. If I want more, I gotta buy them with gold or get them in as a reward for something I've done. But now I have new items. So I have, again, new things to do. Sometimes they're similar, sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're different. Time frames differ, etc. So anyway, got 5 rewards. As your VIP level goes up, if your VIP is active, you get additional jobs for activating that. In my case, I just messed up my screen. Yes, that is not what I wanted to do. Alright, so I claimed those, and I can't add any more because I don't have any more, so that's fine. So otherwise, I'll get 5 more of those showing up in 1 hour and 34 minutes. Going back to what I said, VIP on my other account, I get 9 of those every time, because I have a higher level VIP level. So go back to my quests. Well, one of the quests was to do 8 daily jobs. Well, I just did 10 of them, so I get this. And I can claim that. Now, points are up here. Now this is highlighted. This means you can click on it. So you click on that, it gets you seeds and gave me some iron. So these are all things you want to do. You have 24 hours to do these quests. These jobs show up every 2.5 hours, whether you're online or not. If you don't claim them, the ones that are there that are undone disappear and are replaced in 2.5 hours. So just be aware, if you go into daily jobs and do a bunch of ads here, get them all claimed before this timer gets down to the next refresh, or you'll lose what's there. I learned that the hard way myself. One of those unspoken things. Okay, so the experience points I got for doing those leveled up my hero, so he's now level 2. He can now carry more troops. Yeah, and I got to level up on my captain and my other captain. Early on, these come easy. Later, much longer. So, web notifications. You can turn these on. I do not use them, so I can't really speak to that. This is going to give you pop-ups if your game is running and something happens, like you finish building a structure, that sort of thing. I'm fairly certain. Alright, so that was quests. The next one is the forge. This is so you can build equipment. So you have items that are here. The further down this list, the harder it is to build, the tougher the equipment is to acquire for the pieces and parts. So, Guardsman's Courage. This allows you to build weapons and armor. The icons mean nothing. The stats you get are all the same. So the stats for the hammer are exactly the same as the stats for the helm. Doesn't make any difference what you build, other than the resources required to build them are different. Right now I have none, so that's why these are all grayed out. I can't build any of these. Even if I have 20,000 silver, which I do, I don't have the parts to do it. The higher level these are, the higher you can go across here. So starting out, you're going to get everything is going to be in this category. As you upgrade them, you'll be able to get items in this category. And we'll cover that later. Kind of pointless to go over it now when I don't have anything. So this one is for your specialists only. So this is going to be your swordsman when attacking other players and spies. The engineering core, that's your catapults, siege engines, that sort of thing. This is for boosting your economy. This is going to be silver, iron, lumber, stone production in your town. and things like that. And then this one is for resource gathering on the map, so going to a mine and getting resources from that. This is for exploring crypts. So you have different captains with bonuses that are geared towards these things, so you're going to want to boost that for that particular captain to get a bonus on top of a bonus, maximize your output. But there's going to be times that you might want to give Tomb Raider bonuses to other captains who don't normally have a huge bonus, just because you want them to be more efficient, faster, do better when they go to a crypt, because one person going to crypts is not always the most efficient, especially if one of your daily quests is to go finish a crypt or finish 3 crypts or visit 3 crypts, and you just want to hurry up and burn it out. You might pick a low-level crypt just to get it done, send a slightly boosted character to one of those, and then you got a higher level crypt. It's like, I really want the rewards from that one, I want to maximize that, send your good guy to that one. That's a ways out, we'll get to that. So then you get down to these are much the same as what you've got up here. These are specific to melee units instead of guardsmen, which are melee or ranged or mounted. These are melee only, but bigger bonuses, more specific. Each captain and each hero can have 4 sets of gear. I am way short of that. After playing for a couple of months, I still don't have more than 1 set of gear on any of my heroes. I have a couple of heroes with, you know, 1 full set and maybe 1 item in the second tier, but I haven't got to that point. I haven't gathered enough supplies, so I'm not worried about it yet. This is same kind of thing, but higher tier, and then this one is specifically for epic monsters. Way down the line. I'm not going to worry about it right now. So then your workshop has to do with, these are the items you get from crypts, these are the items you get from rare crypts. So in here, these are the things you can get. Now remember those colored columns when I was looking at the armor a bit ago? These are the things you can get first, then you'll start getting these, some of these, some of these, and there's a conversion process. You can get a stack of them here, convert it to this at a rate of 1 to 4. So, well, 4 to 1. Take 4 of these, combine them together to get 1 of these, and then 4 of these combined together to get 1 of these. So it's a quarter of 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 a quarter. It takes a lot to get over here. Even though you get higher level, you can get more of the lower level items, it still takes a lot to convert over to get to this high end. I have not got anything up here yet. I have got a couple of items into this stage at this point after a couple of months of playing. So right now, I don't have any of these. I visited no crypts whatsoever, so I have nothing. So can't build anything, can't combine anything. That's to build your base gear, armor, weapons, and accessories, I guess you could say. So once you have armor, if you've gone to rare crypts, you've got gems. So the gems, same deal. They give bonuses. This particular one gives a health bonus to your army. And same thing, 4 to 1 ratio as you combine across, exactly just like the components for constructing the weapons, the gems the same way. I'll skip these two for the moment, come back to them in a minute. And then weapon and armor and stuff also have enchantments. Now I do have a single enchantment right now at the lowest level, increases the health of my ranged units. If I want to see what the stats of it are, I can click on that. So it's just highlighted, poor. That's what quality I've got, that poor level enchantment. So it gives me 1% more health to all troops with that hero or that captain who's got an item with this enchantment in it. As you can see, as it goes up, you get higher and higher bonuses, and they stack. So if you have a helmet, you can have 3 helmets if you want, but if you have a helmet, an axe, and a ring that all are poor, that's plus 3% health to all of your troops. And works exactly the same as the gems and the equipment construction components. 1 to 4 ratio as you work your way across to higher levels. Okay, so disenchant. I have yet to use this myself, but when you have... So this is for making flickering dust. So you can break down an existing gems that you have into dust and then use that dust to make other gems that have different bonuses. So if you've got something up here and you want here, you could disenchant that, try and make this. I'm not sure what the ratio of that is because I haven't got to that point yet. That makes the flickering dust. This allows you to craft new gems. So it's just 2 windows, but it's a 2-stage process there. Alright, so that's your forge. When I get to the point where I can build something, I can show you that. We already talked about the journal. Army. So this is where you train your troops. So if you remember, I learned how to do this. I could build some more spearmen now, but it would be good if I had some other troops. Well, I don't have them researched yet, so I need to research that. I'm going to skip clan for the moment and go to the academy, and then we'll come back to clan. So this is where you research various things. So in this case, under Guardsmen, I want to research archers and riders. I have 270 valor points, and if I look at this, it says, oh, I need 300, so I'm going to have to go kill something so I can get it. And then all three of those are going to be the same rate for level 1. Then I'll get to this, so this will help me reduce the cost to train a troop. 10 levels of that, but I can't do it until I've got level 1 in all three of those. So there's various things you can research. So this uses valor points, this uses conquest points, these all use valor points. There's different levels. So you got Guardsman 2, Guardsman 1, but you gotta get Guardsman 1 all the way to the end, or just about, before you can start researching Guardsman 2, which is higher level troops, etc., etc. The bonuses are much the same. So under specialists, you've got your swordsmen and you've got spies. Spies are used to check out other towns without actually attacking them. Swordsmen have bonuses against other players' troops. It's primarily their only use. Engineering corps that is your city walls, fortifications on your town, and catapults to tear down other people's walls. Monsters, these are monsters. Talked about it before. You've got to be able to get your guardsmen trained up a ways before you're able to start researching monsters. So that's down the road. Then you've got archaeology. This is for crypts, entirely for crypts. So this is for generating your tar, just regular tar. Not epic, not rare, just regular. This allows you to hold more. I actually think this is pretty pointless. It might be useful early on, but later on in the game it doesn't matter. This increases your efficiency, so it not only gives you might, every one of these gives you might, some amount, but it increases your efficiency in there. So if you send if you send a captain to a crypt right now, he might get 10% of that crypt explored. Increases efficiency, and instead of 10% of the crypt, you'll get 10.5%. Not much, but this scales. So the higher the level, the more bonus. So it's 0.5%, then 1, then 1.5, 2, 2.5, etc., etc., up to 9.5% at level 10. Well, then there's another level over here. So then you get crypt exploration efficiency 2 here. So it's additive to what you had back over here. So the more you get, the better you get at it. So this gives you a chance to explore a crypt twice. I don't know what that chance is because it doesn't tell you. Oh yeah, it does. 0.3%. Not much, but you know, not having to spend additional tar to research or to explore a crypt another time, that's good, right? And then blacksmithing. So blacksmithing is your ability to craft materials into equipment, and like you can't craft gems until you get up to here, and this lets you change the level. I know it doesn't mean anything right now. We'll get to that at some point in the future when we're actually crafting something. Changes the speed you craft it, allows you to combine your enchantments. This will let you combine common and poor to make a higher quality, but you can't get any higher than common quality using this skill up. You have to get off to the right and do some other things. These are prerequisites, so prereqs will tick you off in this game. There's a lot of prerequisites you have to get, whether you want to research them or not. You have to do them if you want to get something farther up. It doesn't always require everything to the left to be done in order to do it. So you just have to look and see, and you're gonna get to a point where it's like you work your way across this, get to this. It's like, oh, I want to get this level 1, or I want to get this level 10. Oh well, you gotta get that to 10, you gotta get that to 8, and you gotta get that to 6, or whatever it is. It can be frustrating, and it can be a lot of points. You may think you're almost there, and then realize, oh no, the prerequisites are gonna take me another week to get. But in order to research this, I have to build my academy, which is in my capital, to level 10, and I have to get equipment crafting cost 1, this one here, to level 4. So I've got to get that to level 4 before I can research this. I have to get my academy to level 10 also before I can research this. So you can't just cherry pick what you want entirely. You can to some extent, but not completely. And so then it goes to Guardsman 2, and so this allows you to train higher level troops, etc., etc., get higher bonuses than Guardsman 1 does, and it just continues down. There's 2 levels of each of these categories. So then you get to boost. So this is just unlocking the base abilities to do, primary construction and training of troops. This one allows you to boost what you've got. I put a lot of points into boost and a bit into unlock. I mean, I obviously want to unlock my troops so I can use them, but once I've got them, then I want to boost them up so they do better. And again, you've got some that use conquest points, some that use valor points. So these do things like increasing the strength of your army, increasing the health of your army, increasing the strength of your walls on your city. Gives your ranged units, mounted units, and melee units specifically increases in strength, whereas this one gives you a broad-based strength across all your troops. And so you work your way across there trying to get bonuses that help your troops do better. Economy. These are things like iron, stone, lumber production, food production, silver production, construction speed, sacred potions for reviving. That's pretty much all that's in this one. But I will say that one thing that a lot of people overlook is the value of this one. The more food you produce, the more troops you can have. The more troops you can have, the bigger the army you can have, the more successful you're going to be against troops or mobs and other people. And this is across everything. So if you have one farmer making food and you put this on, okay, great, you're going to boost that one farmer. But if you've got 10 farmers making food and you get one level of this, all 10 farmers get the same boost. So obviously it's going to start low at 0.5%, but it adds up. It makes a big difference in your ability to have large armies. Later in the game, the more that is pertinent. So you're going to find much the same thing with monster boosts. This is going to help your beasts. It's going to help your giants, your elementals, and your dragons. Strength, health, strength, health. It just that's pretty much what's in here. There is also the option for increasing the chance for them to strike more than one mob that you're fighting. So if you got 2 stacks of mobs, this gives them a chance to hit both. So again, a free attack basically. And then logistics. This is movement. So this allows you to gather resources on the main map. Makes it go faster by 1%. It scales up. How far you can go to get something without needing a portal. How fast caravans go. Caravans are slower than snot. I joke all the time in the clan that the clan leader needs to put some money into building roads because obviously the caravans are traveling through all the potholes. But it is absurdly slow, and you are going to want some caravan speed. Well, there's times when it doesn't matter, but there are times when it very much matters. I find myself speeding up my caravans as much as possible just because I need to hurry up and get them somewhere because I need to get resources out of my town before I get attacked and lose resources. That's primarily during a specific tournament event, but there are times when it does make a big difference. A lot of times it doesn't. It's just like you're moving some stuff around. One of the things I don't like about caravans are the taxes. No matter what, if you're sending a caravan somewhere to somebody or to a clan structure, you're going to pay a 20% tax. It's extremely frustrating. That's a lot of resources you're losing every time you caravan something. So I try and strategically use it, but not rely on it too much because it's really inefficient. Portals. This helps your portal stay open longer. This helps you have more than one portal open at a time. This just gives you one more portal. And then this allows you to go to crypts that are further and further away. And so much like the others, just higher and higher levels of those things as you go off to the right. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Okay, so that's everything under research. So as you remember, I don't have enough valor points to research anything. So let's go ahead and build some more troops. 20 is the most I can build, and that's based on the level of my barracks in my town. But I'll go ahead and train. Since it's free, I'll go ahead and do that. Now, what I want to do is I don't want this to go negative very much. I typically balance on the fine line. So right now I have 5,874 food produced per hour more than I'm consuming. So if you look at that bottom line number, that's how much extra food I'm making right now. If I just left this, it would go into my warehouse as food storage. I really don't care about food storage. It's meaningless at this point in the game especially, but later on I've found that you have so much food from various tournaments and events that you always have extra food. Food quantity isn't a problem, it's how much you're producing per hour versus how much your troops are consuming per hour. If your production speed goes negative, that number will turn red, and this value up here will turn red. That lets you know that you are consuming more food than you're producing per hour, which is not a huge issue unless this is like zero food. Then it's a problem because then you have people starving. As long as this is a positive value and you've got enough time to react, it's a non-issue. So anyway, my point is that I usually try and build up a big enough army that that bottom line is red, but just barely red. So it'll be a couple thousand negative maybe. It's going to depend on how many troops you're building at one time. So I'll show you what that means. So I'm going to go ahead and train until I either run out of money or I run out of food production capacity. So I'm only training 20 at a time. It's going to take a while, so I'm still at 55.74. I'm probably not going to train that many. Oh, I'm going to run out of money first. That's fine. I'll do that then. So if you try and click too fast, sometimes it can get a little flaky, so you got to be careful with that, but it's not usually a big deal. You just have to close the window and reopen it. Okay, at this point my recording went bonkers on me, so it looks like I need a little bit of stock footage here to insert when something like this happens. I will chop it here, and that will be the end of that video, and I will take the second half and either re-modify it or re-record it, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you everyone for your time. I appreciate you watching what I have to say and hope that it gave you some value. If you feel like that was of value and you'd like to contribute, there is a link to a PayPal donation button if you'd like. Please feel free to like and subscribe. I don't know how many more videos I'll make, but I'll be adding some short ones and some additional comments as people make requests for things that I can give some information on where I can. And I wish you all a good day.